Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Timothy Williams Jr. If you want to learn about business, investing, and personal finance, tune in. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back with another video. Today we're going to talk about how to build/restore your credit. But before we begin, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, just stay tuned to the end of the video. Thank you. Having credit is one of the most important things you can have in this world. Having good credit allows you to buy new cars, houses, and then also if you're at a store and you want to buy something using a credit card, you can just pay that back later. So establishing your credit is very important. There are 3 different credit bureaus that report your credit. There's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They all 3 have different credit scores for you, so just keep that in mind. Before you begin your journey, first you want to check your credit score. There are millions of different ways to check your credit score. A lot of people use Credit Karma. I would recommend it. It's not the most accurate, but it's a good tool to start off with. So especially if you don't have any credit cards. So go on Credit Karma, put in all your info, your social security number, your date of birth, all your personal info, and it's going to give you a rough estimate of where your credit is at that moment. It's going to show if you have any delinquent accounts, if you owe anyone like a utility bill, phone bill, or anything like that. That just gives you a good base to start from. After going on Credit Karma and finding out I didn't have any credit, I had to establish some credit. So I was recommended to go to Kohl's, which is a neighborhood store that I go to that I frequently shop at, and I went there to open up a credit card. The limit was like $300, but it's somewhere I went and spent cash anyway. So what I did is I went there, opened up a credit card, and I bought like a pair of pants and a shirt. And after that, I just paid it back. So anytime I go there, I go buy something on my credit card and immediately pay it back, or just wait a week and just pay it off. So that just gives you first-hand experience on building your credit up. I highly recommend it. Your limit is going to be only like $300, but it's building credit. It's a long game. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to just keep continuing to build. But don't overspend. So if you have a $300 credit card, don't go and spend $300 of that, because that's going to show bad on your credit. Maxing out your credit card is the absolutely worst thing you can do, because that's going to drop your credit score. So if your limit is like $300, usually you want to spend at the most 30% of that. Never spend over 30%. If you have more than one credit card, overall, make sure that you're spending only 30% of the overall limit with all credit cards. So just remember, do not spend over 30%, and make sure you're paying all your credit cards on time. If you don't pay them on time, that looks even worse than you even having a credit card. So just remember, don't overspend your money, and don't spend what you don't have. Remember, it's a credit card. They're here to make money off of you. So don't overspend on your credit card. Spend what you have. So if you can only afford $50 worth of clothes at Kohl's, only spend $50 on that credit card, because remember, you do have to pay it back. It's not free money. So just remember, don't spend over 30%, and just don't max out your credit cards. No one's perfect. We're all human. Sometimes we do go over that 30%. I've done it plenty of times. It happens. We may see something that we don't need but we want, and we just go spend over 30% of our credit card utilization. But if you just so happen to do that, it takes about 2 months for your credit score to go back up after paying it off. So just keep that in mind. Another very important thing that people overlook is inquiries. 6 inquiries a year is max. It should be your absolute max. Each one drops your credit score about 2.5 points. So if you do over 6, then your credit score will just keep dropping dramatically. Because if you go to car dealerships and they try to approve you for a car, sometimes they run your credit more than one time. My brother, he had a horrible experience, and they ran his credit like 10 times and it dropped his score like 50 points. So just make sure you stay on top of your inquiries, because it can drop your credit score dramatically. There are 5 things that can boost your credit score. Number 1 is have open active accounts in good standing. So if you do have a credit card, just making sure you pay that on time. If you have any utility bills, if you're paying rent, just make sure you're staying on top of those things and just keeping those in good standings. Number 2 is diversifying your credit accounts. So just having more than one credit card is always a good thing, and just making sure that you're using all of those credit cards. So just basically showing them that you're using those credit cards and they're not there, just not being used. Number 3 is paying your bills on time. Me personally, I like to pay my bills early. If my bill is due on the 30th, I pay on the 15th if I can. But everyone's different. Just do what you're capable of doing. Be realistic in setting those goals and paying your bills on time. Number 4 is reduce your debt balances. So if you do have a bunch of debt, try to reduce that. Just try to pay as much as you can on that debt and drop that debt down so that you can boost your credit score. Number 5, and the final thing, is to eliminate negative information on your report. So if you have any doctor bills, old phone bills, utility bills, whatever that may be, calling Credit Karma or going on the website and contacting those people that you owe the money to and just trying to get those bills wiped down. To show you guys a reference of how to properly use your credit card, if you have a card limit of $100, good utilization will be $30. Excellent utilization will be $7. If you have a card limit of $500, good utilization will be $150. Excellent utilization will be $35. And lastly, if you have a card limit of $1,000, $300 will be good utilization, and $70 will be excellent utilization. So basically, you don't want to go above 30% of your credit card rate. The sweet spot is about 7%. I know we buy things that we don't need sometimes, but just try to stay under that 30%, and if you can, close to that 7%, just so you can have great credit. The purpose of this is to have good credit, so just stay away from overspending and always pay your credit card on time. If you do have bad credit, there are a few different ways where you can remove negative remarks off of your credit. One way I highly recommend, I've done it myself personally, is to send out dispute letters. If you follow me on Instagram at Timothy Williams Jr. 0, I will email you the dispute letter, and all you have to do is plug in your information. But basically, you send out the dispute letters, and if they don't respond within 30 days, it shows as non-verification, which means they have to remove that negative remark on your credit immediately. So if you follow me on Instagram at Timothy Williams Jr. 0, I will send you that copy of the dispute letter, and I highly recommend it. Another great way to remove those negative remarks on your credit is to log in on Credit Karma. And if you go to the bottom, it shows what's negative on your credit, what's affecting your credit score. And there's a number on there. So basically, someone bought your negative remarks from your credit and they're selling it. So let's say you owe $2,000. You can call that number that's on Credit Karma and negotiate a lower term, or you can just set up payment arrangements. If you set up payment arrangements, just make sure when you're paid in full that they send you a copy of you being paid in full, because sometimes you will pay off all your accounts, your negative accounts, and it'll still show up on your account. It'll still show up on your credit, and it'll still affect your credit. So just make sure there's a confirmation after you're finished paying so that it can wipe off of your credit score. Now, a lot of you guys came to watch this video because you probably do have student loans. There's no really way where you can remove student loans. You have to pay them. But a suggestion I have for you is sometimes they try to have you pay a lot of money up front every month. And honestly, you just graduated college, so you don't have a lot of money to pay those bills, and you're just starting your new life. So what I would do is send them a copy of all of your bills. If your bills are like $500 a month, add it up to a little bit more so that when they want you to pay a monthly fee, it will be a lot less than what they want you to pay. You want to pay something that you can handle, and down the line you can upgrade and pay a lot more to knock down those student loans. Building, maintaining, and restoring your credit is a very stressful thing, and a lot of people just give up and just say forget about it. I don't suggest you do that, and one thing I don't suggest either is to file for bankruptcy. A lot of people just say forget it and file for bankruptcy, which is hard because it stays on your credit for 7 years, and sometimes it's even hard for you to even open a bank account. So don't give up. Some things in life are not easy, but this is worth it, because when you have the pleasure of having great credit, you can buy your dream car, your dream house. You can go to whatever store you want and open a credit card and buy something today and just pay it off later. So build that credit, use whatever steps I suggested in this video, like sending out dispute letters, calling those creditors, and making payment arrangements. Building credit is hard, but it's well worth it. So just stay tuned to my next videos. I really appreciate you guys checking out my video today. I still will be doing that giveaway for the free AirPods. Just get me to 250 subscribers. Smash that like button. Comment below on what video suggestions you guys do have. And just stay tuned next week for the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. you.